All right, we on.
We are?
We on. What's going on?
Hey, family.
What's up, people?
Hey, this is Miss M from Mejah Books out in Claymont, Delaware.
And I'm Hickson, CEO of Ghetto Heat.
Yes, we are here at the bookstore. I'm telling you, I haven't seen my brother in a while. But I can tell you it's a pleasure sitting here with him. I call him the most hustling hustler in the book industry.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yes, you are. I want to share a little. We were talking, and I want to share a little story of my first encounter with Hickson. It was in
2005. Four.
Yeah, he remembers dates. I'm too old. I can't remember dates. 2004, I think you called.
I gave you a call. I had a new book out, Ghetto Heat, and I needed some book signings, so I saw you on the list.
Yes.
One of the black bookstores to meet and to do signings.
Yes.
And I gave you a phone call.
Okay. 2004. We 2021.
Yes.
And the relationship is still
growing strong.
Still growing strong. So it's been interesting, the journey to watch him grow, to watch me grow as a bookstore. This is my 22nd year selling books, people.
Yes.
Believing in what you do is the number one reason and purpose for doing what you do, right?
And how is that done?
Be persistent.
Yes.
Never give up. Don't give up.
No.
That's it. Go for it. But the story with Hickson and I, it's really a special story. What I remember of our first encounter.
2004.
2004. You got to remind me because I'm a little older, cuter but older.
Seasoned.
Yeah, seasoned. I remember him coming to the bookstore, set up his table, and for these young new authors, this is how you do it. Okay, take lesson. Set up his table in front of the store. At that point, I was at the Tri-State Mall in Claymont, Delaware. I'm Brooklyn, New York, but I'm living in Delaware now, or between New York and Delaware. And he set up his table, right?
Yes.
And then I said to him, okay, you ready? He said, nah, I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready. He had those club flies, those 4x6 flies that we used to pass out back in the days in Brooklyn.
Before social media.
The ones that still work. Well, the Tri-State Mall has two levels. Top level, huge parking lot. Okay. Bottom level, huge parking lot. Do you know this brother went to each store, each car in the parking lot and placed his Ghetto Heat flyers on each car in the parking lot? Took him a little bit.
Yes.
But that particular day, that book signing, with a book of poetry, guess how much books he sold in no time? 65 people. A book of poetry, not fiction.
Right.
Poetry. Okay? So if he can do it, and he did it, anyone can do it with the persistence and the drive and determination.
I was determined to win. I wanted to make it happen, and I wanted people to know what I do. So that was the only way to reach out to them.
Yes.
And if they didn't reach out to me personally, they can go onto my website, ghettoheat.com, which is coming soon because I took it down, but it's back up.
Yeah,
so.
and that's why we wanted to kind of sit together and share that beginning experience of ours that still created a bond still today. From 2004 in 2021.
Right.
Again, the love of being a publisher, bookseller. I'm a bookseller, publisher as well.
Right.
Again, you have to have a passion for what you do. Now, go ahead.
You have to love what you do.
Yeah.
Because if you don't love it, you're not going to have the passion. If you don't have the passion, it fades.
Yeah.
You got to really love what you do.
You're not going to stick to it, and we have that stick-to-itiveness.
Yes,
right,
indeed.
that we do. Despite the industry, we came up in a time when urban fiction books, the king queen of books, Terry Woods.
Yes.
Praise
Terry Woods.
Yes. She opened the door for so many of us, okay, to bring literature, our story, in our communities to our people.
Yes.
As well as economically to make some dollars for ourselves, mind our own businesses, not only in here, but brothers coming out of the university, of the prison institution, they were able to then come home and do something for themselves.
Yes.
You know, sell something that they can at least take care of themselves and take care of their families.
We have done the same also.
Yes,
we have incarcerated authors here.
Yep. Well, I have been mentoring men behind bars for over 20 years.
Wow.
I've done time with brothers. I've written books with brothers, and it's interesting. The books are always books of caution, you know, awareness.
Yes.
You know, brothers I know right now they're doing life.
Right.
We have a project coming up pretty soon that I would love to share with you. There's a young man in Smyrna prison right now. I'm doing a campaign to assist him and awareness for young people. He was given life plus 527 years in prison.
Wow.
At age 22.
I can't even think of that. That's just too long.
Listen, I don't even know how to factor that.
It's inhumane.
Well, it's what I call unhealthy justice.
Yes.
And for the young people who are listening, or anyone who has a brother, sister, or you, maybe yourself, the Habitual Offenders Act, don't play with it. Okay, they're giving out life, and you don't even have to commit murder.
That's
okay,
crazy.
so you just watch your step out there, people, and watch your children, you know, and let them know the Habitual Offenders Act, the 3-strike law, it ain't no joke.
No, and we're not here pimping the ghetto. What we do, we work hard and we work with purpose.
Yes.
So we're doing this the right way.
We are doing it the right way, and you know, we are here like Pinky and the Brain, trying to see how we can take over the world and revolutionize an industry.
Right.
You know, especially urban fiction. I remember when people said to me, "Oh, why are you selling them books?" I said, because it's part of our culture, our history.
Right.
I understand
it's
it.
our lives. It's how we relate to it.
Exactly. It's our lives. And that particular genre has done so much for myself and other people. It has kept young people reading.
It kept the lights on in the bookstores itself.
It sure did. Trust me.
I'm serious.
No.
It's no different from hip hop. Remember, they didn't want to promote Run DMC. They wanted the rock stars.
Exactly.
But the hip hop was the ones that was keeping the lights on.
Listen, you know, when people tell me, well, how come you selling urban fiction, Miss Emma? I said, oh, shoot, I looked at Miami Vice. Did you look at Miami Vice back in the days?
In the 90s.
That was hip hop.
Right.
You know, that was very urban. The music was urban. The whole subject matter, running around to Miami in fancy cars and whatnot. What were they doing? They were on the kind of like the right side of the law, but you know, still. But it's been a wonderful journey. We are continuing the journey. There is power in writing. There's power in words. There's power in storytelling. Okay, no matter what the story is, you have a voice. It's your experience. You tell your story.
Right.
Okay, no matter who says what about what, you tell your story because there's validity to it. There's authenticity in it, and someone's waiting to actually say, you know what? Hey, that happened to me, and that person overcame it in this book. So just remember your voice. Always use your voice. Don't care what anyone else says. Yeah, like I said, we're gonna revolutionize.
We have to.
We have to, because urban fiction, you know, listen, look, it's something that I love. You know, I love the genre so much, and you know, we kind of got sideswiped when we saw that, you know, all the technology was coming into play, and you know, everyone wanted to run and get a Nook and a Kindle, and they're saying, oh wow, you know, books are going to be obsolete, books are going to be, you know, off the shelves. No, they're not. Right. I'm still here 22 years later.
Well, paperbacks.
Listen, you know what? I still got a whole bunch of them on my shelf.
I love paperbacks. How can I not sign your paperback? I got to sign your paperbacks.
Exactly. But it's been a wonderful journey. We're here. We're still here. We're going to continue to be here because this is our purpose. This is what we do. This is what we love. We bring it to the community. You know, we have conversations.
Yes.
The books tell a story, not only urban fiction, but our books, period, tells our story, our way, with our voices, and we will continue to do it.
Where are you located at?
Oh, yeah. I am on 2083 Philadelphia Pike in Claymont, Delaware. You know, it's crazy. If you come to Delaware, hey, pop in. It's not too far, you know, because when he came the first time, he didn't know me. Guess where he stayed? At my house.
I stayed at her house, people.
At my house, you know. You know, you thought I was kind of like, that's a weird woman, say come to your house. But no, you know, look, I'm from the Caribbean, Trinidad, so you know I'm from a community, a village. So, you know, if someone's coming to another state to help me, to enrich my business and to help his business, then why can't I, as a guest, why can't I entertain him as a guest in my home? And that's what we do.
And that was 2004.
Yeah, I know.
And now we hit 2021.
Yeah.
Still going strong.
Still going strong, family. Okay? Still going strong. Again, believing in what you do, loving what you do, being
Yes.
true to what you do, you know, and being persistent, you know. Be persistent.
Have to be persistent.
Yeah.
You know how many no's I got? You can't get stuck on a no. You have to just keep going forward. Stay on your path and keep moving.
Rejection is part of the journey.
Yes.
Okay, rejection gets you old.
But you can't stay rejected.
No, you cannot. But you keep on asking and asking and say, oh, wow, I'm going to go to this person, next person, next person. And that's what I did. I remember the first time when I left New York and came to Delaware, I wanted to do something that I love. And I had some tables in the mall.
Okay.
And the gentleman, who is no longer alive, said to me, wow, you know, I asked him to lay my tables like I did in New York. I would street vend. And he said to me, oh, you people read? And I just smiled. Yeah, that's cool. That's okay. I just smiled and I said, oh, sure we do. Sure we do, Richard.
Now explain street vending, because they might not know what that means.
Oh, street vending, hey, when you put your stuff on this table, on it, you don't have any license. I didn't have a license, okay? I just love selling. I'm a merchant. So I got my books and my incense and my oils and all that stuff. It doesn't look like I do that, but I did. And we just, street vendor. Again, determine what you love, you find a way to do it. So I was a street vendor in New York. So when I came here, it was natural. Hey, can I put my tables in your mall, in front of your mall? As I came in, I had all my stuff, my books on history, on everything you can imagine. Iyanla Van Zandt, I went all over the place, all genres. And when he said that the Great Spirit allowed him to say something ridiculous to me, like, do you people read? Of course we do. And that was the beginning of a powerful relationship and a powerful career for me as a bookseller in this industry that lasted, is still ongoing. 22 years. So that rejection thing, you never know when your blessing's going to come, when someone's going to say something stupid that make them feel, oh shoot, I shouldn't have said that.
Right. So
now I got to say yes to her. And that's what happened. So that's all she wrote. I'm still here, still here.
And that's a blessing in itself.
Yeah. I mean, in so many years we have, wow, I'm telling you, besides the guys behind bars and helping them with their projects, supporting them doing their time, supporting their children, their families, their mothers, grandmothers, grandmothers waiting for brothers to come home to then transition. I've seen all of it. I've seen all of it. That's why I mentioned the campaign that we're doing right now. You know, Life Plus 527.
Wow.
Young brother by the name of Rashi Harris. He didn't kill anyone, but he was a knucklehead. But still, I feel the justice there was unhealthy. You know, 22-year-old, when we say a child brain, a young person brain isn't developed, now they're talking research until I think they're age 25. Okay, come on. What do you think we need to do, people? What do you think we need to do? You know, again, no one was murdered, no one was killed. So we take this child's life. Life Plus 527.
Why do you love writing so much?
I love writing because it's my voice. My voice. You know, as a child coming from the Caribbean, I was silenced for a while because couldn't make the friendship. You know, I was somewhat different. You know, I was treated kind of different because I had this strong accent. My people here didn't really want to hear that. So she's different. So that alienated my people here from me. You know, so that I always loved to read.
Okay.
So it poured me into writing. You know, but for the first time when I published the book Letters to Miss M with a young brother who's doing life in prison, that was my first really, well, it's letters to this brother. He and I rewrote one another. I never met him, but he's a good soul. So we published these letters to Miss M,
yes,
which in turn got picked up by a university out in Delaware, and it helps young educators of European descent to understand the challenges that our children face in the classroom or in life period, So when they go to the classroom, they will be as authentic as they can be to our children and understand their situation instead of coming in and trying to force any type of their situation on the child. This is what some of our children go through. So come as yourself. Don't come with any preconceived notion that you're going to save anybody. Just be humane and compassionate with our children. So the book was picked up by the University of Delaware, all these different delinquent centers, Ferris for Boys, Wordsworth Treatment Facility. A lot of the children, they read the book, they got to know Rain at a young age and what he endured and what he went through. So writing for a whole bunch of people behind the walls is their therapy. It gives them life. Right. For a guy who's doing life and here an outsider comes who never met him, don't know anything about him, do not judge. No. Say, hey, you know what, brother, I feel something in you through your words. Let's do this. Let's now teach the young people that where you are, they don't want to be. So my writing is with a purpose.
Yes.
It's definitely with a purpose. Yeah.
It has to be with a purpose because, my whole thing is if it doesn't have a purpose, how is it going to work? How can you apply it to anything?
That's true.
It has to have a purpose. And that's why I'm selective also when I'm even reviewing the manuscripts. It has to touch the heart. It has to have a message in the book. If the book doesn't have a message, it doesn't work for me. And I just reject it. It has to have a real storyline. Yeah. Like, what is the message? What are you trying to convey? So that's what works for me.
But that's important. I guess it's the same with at times I'm open-minded. Don't get me wrong, but the books that I have in my store, my company is called Mejah Books.
Yes.
And the tagline, a different kind of bookstore, and
yes.
It truly is a different kind of bookstore because everything goes on here.
What type of books you have here?
Oh. Wow. Every kind of book.
We're going to show all the books soon.
On the Kemetic Tree of Life, Black Man Referred, The Spirit of a Man. I'm kind of biased towards my brothers, have to say. I really am, because I believe that our black brothers, you guys are great. You're kings, okay? You're princes and kings, and we need to tell you that more often.
Yes.
Okay, we really do. I love you guys. I truly
Black
do.
men need love too.
Black men need love too. And so I definitely I have a lot of books to share with my brothers when they come in on manhood. As a Man Thinketh. That's one. Dr. Naeem Akbar, Visions for Black Men. That's one of the books. Actually, Visions for Black Men, As a Man Thinketh. Two of my wonderful books that I always send into the prisons for all of my brothers. Okay, that's like my little introduction package to them. Mm-hmm. Even though they fight with me and they say, "Yeah, I read it in one day," I said, "No, you better go back and read that book, especially As a Man Thinketh. Read that book and study it, because that's going to change your life and change your mindset about." And as far as why you're there, why you're where you are, mm-hmm. We all need to do that, even out here.
What other titles you have? Like, tell me the breakdown. Tell me the categories that you have.
Get Good with Your Money, Professional Troublemaker, on Building Wealth, Dennis Kimbrough, How to Love a Black Man, How to Love a Black Woman. What else? Local books by author. Oh my goodness, all kind of urban fiction by authors locally. All the books now we have on inequity, equality, oh my goodness, black labor, Claude Anderson, LGBT, Blueprints, Black Power, what else? Girl, get your girl on. It's all kinds of
Convicts
books.
Candy coming soon.
Yeah. Hey, let me tell you something.
Yeah, Mejah Books.
Convicts Candy, the one and only, a book that's controversial. Mm-hmm. Informative.
The first book I ever published and edited. Educational.
Yes. It would never go away. It's a classic. It will always be a classic. Because of our culture in the LGBT gay community.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm telling you. So pretty soon you'll be able to pick up a copy. Hickson's website, ghettoheat.com.
Yes.
Mejah Books. We are still staying in the mix, staying in the truth with what we believe in and what we love to do. You do the same, okay? You do the same to the authors out there who are saying, "Oh my gosh, I have a manuscript. I want to or I have a book. Hey, if you have a book you want to hear, just hit me up. Okay?
This is a Mejah moment.
This is a Mejah moment.
Shout out to the Ghetto Heat movement.
Yes. So please don't be shy. I'm here. I'm here to support young authors, young aspiring writers. Whatever information we can share with you, we'll be happy to do so, because I remember our beginnings. I remember my beginnings. Remember, it started on the street corner selling incense, oils, books. Went from that to a table in a mall, and it went from a building, brick and mortar, 22 years.
Let's talk about you actually owning a bookstore. How do you go from being a street vendor to now owning a bookstore?
It's been always my dream, always my dream. Books have made me the woman that I am today.
Okay.
Again, remember when I said, when I came here at age 13, nobody wanted to be my friend because I sounded kind of different, right? So reading was always a passion of mine. But the more I was to myself, the more I found the answers to all the questions within the pages of books. So books made me the woman that I am today. I no longer went to people, physical person, but I went to the stories and the experiences of others to better me, to better myself.
So do you feel that book saved your life?
Definitely. It saved my life. It saved my mental, my mind, as it's saving brothers behind bars, their mindset. Okay? It definitely did.
I remember doing a book signing with you here at Mejah Books, and I met this brother, and I was actually promoting one of my titles to him, and he said to me, I don't read books unless I'm in prison.
I remember that.
You remember that, right?
I remember that.
And that threw me off, because it's like, well, how else do you gain knowledge? How do you speak? How do you feed your mind?
I remember that.
So you don't only feed your mind unless you're incarcerated. That just threw me off.
And that is why I say, Kingston brought up a great point. A family member or loved one may come and say, Miss M, my son's in prison and he wants these books. And I say, oh, he ain't getting all of them books. I'm going to tell you what he needs to read right now. We have his attention. Okay, we have his attention. So guess what I do? What is his religious beliefs or affiliation? That's what he's going to get. The books I mentioned before, As a Man Thinketh. As you think, so you're going to be. You think stupid, you act stupid. Okay? As a Man Thinketh. Religious book, be it Islamic faith, the Bible, Buddhism, whatever it might be. Visions for Black Men, and a good dictionary.
Right.
Okay? That's what he's going to get. Because at some point, that brother's going to start writing to me. And I want us to have this conversation. I want him to grow. I want him to grow himself. I want him to understand who he is. Then we can, look, this is not, she has a bookstore and guys are behind bars. I'm going to make money off of them. This is not what it's about. Books come off my shelf.
We could have done that all along.
We could.
That's part of pimping the ghetto. And we're not here to pimp the ghetto.
We're not pimping nobody, because guess what? I want to sleep good at night.
Right.
Okay?
Because karma is real.
Karma is real, people.
Exactly.
Really real. So, books come off my shelf and just goes into the prisons for brothers. Not all of them have the money. They don't have the funds.
Right.
And I know. So people come into the store and I say, okay, do you know another man or another brother who's selling with your son or whomever that we can send merchandise to? And that's what we do. Okay? So I'm telling you, a bookstore, yes, I'm doing business, but I'm also a human being. I'm a mom, grandmom. I'm a social entrepreneur. I believe in, again, it's Mejah Books, a different kind of bookstore. I want to go home and sleep well.
Right.
Okay, I want to go home and say, you know what? I did something today that the Great Spirit is happy with me for, and my kids.
It's important.
It is important. It is. And is it always easy for me to do it? Yeah, it is. It's very easy for me to walk the right walk. And some people say, well, you can. Yeah, you can.
A lot of people can't walk the right walk.
Well, I do. And I don't mind the ones who walk the wrong walk, because guess what? Maybe they meet me on the journey from here and there, and I'm like, okay, brother, you know what? You meet me on this journey for a reason,
Right.
And That's how we learn from one another and we grow with one another.
That's called the crossroads.
That's called the crosswords. Definitely. But it's again, it's been a wonderful journey. It really has been.
How long have you had a bookstore?
Ooh, 22 years.
22 years.
22 years, and I look like 22 right now. Yeah. But it's been a wonderful journey. It's been a giving journey. You know, it's been a receiving journey also, but it's been a giving journey that I feel that, you know, I was placed here to be that instrument. You know, we all came here with a gift, family, and you have to know your gift and use your gift and watch the people who trying to, you know, take away your gift or tell you, oh, no, don't listen to them. You know what your intuition and your spirit is telling you. You follow that at all times. You know, you may go through the mud sometimes, you know, but that's okay. You know, you will come out of it, because if your spirit and your heart is in the right place, the Great Spirit sends people along to help you, pull you out of that mud. Okay?
So, where are you located?
Again, my location, 2083 Philadelphia Pike. I'm in Claymont, Delaware, 19703. For the aspiring authors, want to tip on anything, just hit me up. For the authors, people who are published authors, self-published, okay, my store is your home for your books anytime you need me.
So you went from bookstore owner to becoming a publisher.
Oh, forget about that part.
Hey, that's what I'm saying.
That's when you don't brag about the things that you do. My mom always say you do goodness and you don't talk about it. Yeah, I started publishing it bugged the daylights out of me, Hickson.
Okay.
I had a wall in my store of all the letters that the guys would write to me. Okay? And I remember the first time someone came and said to me, do you send books to the prison? I said, prison? I didn't have that experience in Brooklyn. You know, I raised my kids, go to work, go to school.
Right.
And I said, prison? Who's in prison? This woman had 3 sons in the same prison, Smyrna prison in Delaware.
Wow.
3 sons. And she was in a wheelchair. And she came to send books to all 3 guys. Can't lie to you, family. I was crying. After she left, tears came off my eyes. I could not understand what I couldn't understand it, because again, I came from Brooklyn. I mean, look, my introduction to the hood is Boys in the Hood. Okay, that's it. But I didn't know that I didn't know our brothers was going through, you know, that much.
That's a lot to have one child in a facility with
3
3 children.
3 sons, and you're in a wheelchair.
That's wild.
So that was my first introduction to prison system, our brothers in there, meeting the family members, getting to know the children, getting to know the mothers, like I said, the grandmothers. And then I asked another question. I had to get permission. Would you mind if I wrote your son? Or would you mind if I wrote your father? Because, you know, I'm like, okay, you know, listen, brother, you got 3 kids out here. What the H are you doing in there? I want to figure out now, okay, what's going on, brother? You know, and the various stories that I heard.
How many letters have you received from the
Lord,
facility,
listen.
state and federal prison? How many letters you receive? Because I know at Ghetto Heat, I get tons of letters. Tons of letters. I have like boxes. I have to put them in cases. That's how many letters I have. I have like about 10 cases worth of letters from 2003 to today. Like, I get tons.
I can't even count. I still get letters. Listen, when I have exhibit, because I do exhibit the letters, I did it in the hallway of the mall, so the young people can see the reality of prison, the reality of making certain choices, or just being at the wrong place at the wrong time. Conspiracy, so many letters. Okay, and I wouldn't tell you a lie, really, because at one point my mind left me. Okay, the pain was so great when you read a man's story and you saw in this letter that this child didn't have a chance, from Mejah, didn't have a chance, and you start beating up parents in your mind. How could this father do this? How could this mother leave this child? How could this, you know? So that's what I went through with each letter I read. Sometimes it became so hurtful that, again, tears came. This is a baby. This is a child. You know, how could you not protect this child. So that's why, Letters to Miss M, the book, the letters and the very candid conversation was so important for me to not put in a drawer and leave it I had to let people know, mothers and stepmothers, stepfathers, teachers, clergymen, community leaders. I had to let people know, if you're going to be in a child's life, okay, if you see something going on, you have a responsibility. You can't turn your head. If you can't do it, then find someone who can do it and help that child. Because a lot of these brothers who are incarcerated, they could have been helped if someone, older person, say, you know what, hey, you come here. What are you doing? That's what I do today. That's what I do today. When I go to places when I used to go to places like Ferris for Boys and Wordsworth Treatment Facility, Grace Cottage, and Camelot for Boys, and speak to kids. Beautiful children, man. Beautiful kids. But what was missing? The lack of care, concern, and nurturing from not only the family members, but from the community.
I think that's why a lot of kids go to the streets, because they don't have that family unit at home.
Of course.
So they look for it in the streets, and then they get into the wrong elements.
That is such a common formula.
Right.
If I'm getting it from the streets and I'm getting it from home, where am I going to choose? Go to the streets. I'm going to stay in the streets. And truly, whatever the streets tell me to do, I'm going to do. And that's what many of our brothers did. That's what Brother Rain from Letters to Miss M did. Okay? So, but when you read his letters, you realize, oh my goodness, this brother didn't have a chance. And when an opportunity came his way to get him out of, guess what happened? Someone took that person away from him. So it's just watch your steps, family. Watch your step. If your intuition tells you, nah, I don't think so, it's nah, don't go.
That's what it is.
I'm telling you, tap into that power within. You have it for a reason. You're many gods. You're made in the image, God and goddesses, that we all are. But we walk on this plane, this earthly plane, and we get caught up. Just remember to tap the power within, because you have it. We were given it. It was birthed in us. So remember to always check inside first before you do anything that you kind of have
So I want to know more about the bookstore, Mejah Books, in Delaware.
Oh my gosh. In Delaware.
Right. What inspired you to actually have a bookstore?
What inspired me, again, as I mentioned, the role that books played in my life. I went to books for everything. As a 13-year-old, every question that I needed to answer, that I felt that I didn't have adults around, the books gave me the answer. I remember going to, I used to go to Barnes & Noble's in New York, and I would spend the entire day there, and all these books, I would pack them up, and I would, that was it. Books were my thing. I was just seeking and searching. Because remember, I'm leaving, I'm an immigrant child to a strange land with a whole different culture. I came from a village. Now I'm in Brooklyn, New York. Could you imagine? Okay, again, everyone's minding their business. No one has time for this little girl. So that's what inspired me. What books did for my life, I realized that it can do for other people's lives as well. So that's when opening the bookstore became very, very, it was a no-brainer. And then when I saw if it transformed me and my life, then the prison, I got their attention. And guess what? You can't tell me what to send you, because I ain't sending it. Okay, I'm sending you what I think is going to benefit you.
You ever had books banned from prisons? Because at Ghetto Heat, I had certain titles that I could not send because they put me on a list. They have lists.
Yeah.
It's like
you know what? George Jackson, Blood in My Eye. That's the only one.
I can see, because they try to make it seem like it evokes violence and rage within the facility, so they won't allow it, and it doesn't.
No, it's a story, And actually, I was just telling you this morning, the first bookstore was the first black African American bookstore.
Oh, we were just discussing this
in the 1700s, 1813, by an abolitionist. First African American bookstore. He was a printer. I don't remember the guy's name right now. He was a printer and also, bookseller. But our books came about because of our struggle. We wrote books on slavery, on our struggle. You know, the Black Panther movement, Pan-Africanism, you know, abolitionist slavery. That's how black folks started writing.
And why did we struggle? Because we were kings and queens. We had royalties. We had riches. How did we become slaves?
That's a good question. You know, it's amazing that sometimes I sit by myself and...
why did we even get on the ship?
I know. Well...
Seriously. We had the power.
We could have revolted.
Right.
But some of us did. Many of us revolted. Some of us revolted all the way. Some of us decided, you know what, I ain't going to do this. I'm going to jump. Okay? That's a good question.
Right.
But then again, you know, we talk in history. People can tell you anything. Like my mom came here as an indentured servant. That's why she came to America. Working for, you know, a European family, Caucasian family. And that was like a form of slavery for her too. You know, because they treated her, especially the woman, the guy's wife treated my mom really badly. You know, and so why did we get on? I mean, our people sold us into slavery too. You know what I mean?
Right.
We didn't get on because if your family telling you, hey, get on the ship, you're going for a better life or whatever, you're going to believe. So our people sold us to European slavers, holders. You know, so I mean that's history. You know, I can only my mom's journey as an indentured servant. That means she came here to work for someone, and then after a certain number of years working for a family, taking care of their household and their children, they would then give her green card.
Wow.
So you know that's how my mom came here, left all of her children in Trinidad.
She had a purpose.
She had a purpose. I think I was maybe 7 or 8, so I was without a mom from 7 to 13. Okay, so I was motherless for all those years. But you see, again, you said talk about purpose, and when you have, again, everyone back then, America was the the land of opportunity, etc., etc., etc. But a lot of people don't realize this is work. Everything is work. Opportunity, you got to work for the opportunity.
Yes, you do.
Okay?
Yes, indeed.
Everything. If you want that opportunity, you got to work for it. No matter what it takes, you got to work for it.
A lot of people aren't working, though. They just riding.
Well,
riding a wave, riding somebody's coattails.
But you know, that's another thing that we saw in the industry, you know, with authors. If we want to talk the publishing aspect of it.
Yes.
Because, you know, could you imagine believing in someone's story, taking the time, and there's a process of publishing. So you believe in someone's story, so they hand you the manuscript, and from there you run with it. You develop a book cover, you do editing, you do barcode, you do ISBN number, you do typesetting, all the process, and this is your money that you're putting up.
Yes, lots of money.
Lots of money, trust me. I stayed in the parking lot many times and cried. 10 grand on a project that's many projects, and then guess what? You tell the author, book is ready. You're ready to hit the road, right? Can't find the author. They don't show up. They show up late. They think they're a super fly superstar, and they can't even, you know. And then they come, and guess what they're doing? They're on their phone. They're disrespecting potential customers.
The
they're
audience,
disrespecting the audience, right?
The readers.
So this is the, you know, hey, I'm an author. Brother, nobody knows you.
Right. I don't play that.
Nobody knows you. So we have the right, the coattail thing too. They did all the work. So you want me to sell the book too? I can, but that's not my job. You're the writer.
Right.
I did my part. So we've had that problem. I've had that problem. That's why I don't publish anymore. I publish my own books, and also I will give you advice.
A lot of people doesn't know what it takes to actually market and promote themselves.
Listen, why don't you tell them?
I mean, I was actually handing out flyers, people to people, car to car, just walking, talking, telling who I am. Hickson from Ghetto Heat. You have to do what you have to do. I'm trying to be known, and not just in your city, worldwide.
Yeah.
Worldwide. There's people in Africa who wants to read urban fiction.
And you're right, because you're right.
I have people in Iran was Ghetto Heat. I'm pushing my hashtag Ghetto Heat.
What I realized that you said that,
Mm-hmm.
if your vision is small, you're gonna get small
Right.
results. Like he's talking international.
Got to think big, people.
People know they love our books. In Ghana right now, I have sister friends in Ghana,
Right.
and they're asking me, Miss M, we would love. They have no literature, our literature. They would love for me to open up a bookstore in Ghana. I would love to send things to Ghana. I'm considering it. I'm already doing business in Ghana with my sisters. Many of them, they make jewelry, beautiful jewelry. And so I support them, you know, and I purchase their jewelry. My sister goes to Ghana, she brings them back, and that's how I'm helping certain sisters in the village. But, you know, you cannot think small. You cannot, you know, and as he said, think global.
Right.
Think global, because the experiences, I often tell authors, someone is waiting. You have a story. Anybody who has a story out there who've been through something.
Right.
Someone is waiting for your book. Someone is waiting for your experiences to heal. You hear me? To heal. They may not vibe with what I said, but they may vibe with how you explain your situation, and they got it from you, but they may not get it from me. So when you have a story, I don't care if you blog it, you know, blog. And also blogging it is getting it out of your system therapeutically. You know, there goes my phone, family. Sorry. I'm gonna get that. Get it out of your mind and share it with others. Hickson entertain family. Well, like,
you leaving me?
no, what's that?
What's going on, people? Hickson here from Ghetto Heat, here from New York City, made it to Delaware. So we're here just vibing with you. This is a major moment right now. Ghetto Heat and Major Moment. And we just talking. We talking about publishing, books, authors.
Yeah. What about the future? What do you see? And then we, you know.
The future. Well, a lot of bookstores have closed.
Yeah.
But you know what? We still going strong. Like I said, I came out in 2003 with just my poetry book, Ghetto Heat. And that was that was me manifesting it into 8 books now. The future is looking strong. I'm happy. I'm about to do my website all over, ghettoheat.com. I'm about to do ebooks. That's something different for me. I was scared of ebooks. I'm scared of them because it's not like paperbacks. It's like if I give Amazon 100 copies, I know what the sales are going to be. Digitally, you can't tell how much is sold. So it's like, this is one of the reasons why I never gave away my digital files, because they can tell me whatever. I sold 1,000 books, but I could have sold 10,000 books. How could you really research that? No one's giving you a real accurate ebook report.
Right.
So I'm against it. But I'm doing my own books, and I'm sending it to you live. ghettoheat.com. So that's the only way you're going to get any Ghetto Heat books. I'm sending it to you live.
Yeah, I haven't gotten into, I mean, I think I have one book that's an ebook.
Okay.
Which is Letters to Miss. I believe it is. But I love, because I do a lot of work with the prisons, it's important for me to have print.
Yes.
You know,
because a lot of them don't have the ebook readers. They don't have Kindle and Kobo, and they don't have that.
Yeah, but I have to do my research on that. More research on it. Excuse me. More research. But you know, again, as Hickson said, you know, people always say, well, you know, you got Amazon.com. How you can make it in the book industry? Listen, Amazon is not in my spirit.
Amazon is watching us.
Listen, that is my. What do you think? Because this is my purpose. This is why the Great Spirit put me here to teach and to inspire. And this way, do you think I'm gonna be worried about Amazon taking away my spirit, what was given to me, my skills, my talent? I can't do that.
No.
So because something came, and I can't do, no, then I have to now be creative.
Right. Okay,
I have to be creative, and that we all know we possess.
That's why we on social media now.
Yeah.
Telling you our story. Being creative.
Being creative, and hoping that it will also inspire you, you know, to don't let all these things that surround you, you know, get you, oh my God, how am I going to do it? Just do it.
That's it.
Just do it.
That's it.
You know?
Stay on your path.
Just do it. We talked before, you know. Do it. You're going to get some yeses, some no's, some no. Yes.
I'm not taking any no's right now. Yeah. I've been doing this since 2003. You know how many no's I've gotten, and you know how much I've done it.
Well, we don't do no's anymore because we manage our own business.
That's it.
You hear me? So when you're managing your own business, the only no you can say is, if you're messing with yourself, you're talking negativity to you. Okay, but if you have an idea, run with the idea.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
No, we're not doing no. We're not doing no. We're not doing any no's. But again, it's been a great journey. It still is a wonderful journey. I'm still learning. Until the day I transition, I'll continue to learn. This industry is a beautiful industry.
Yes. Much great talent.
Great talent. Great talent. You will you run into obstacles and challenges, but it's part of the success. It's part of the journey. In anything that we do, it's part of the journey. So just either
obstacles and challenges.
It's part of the journey.
What's the obstacle? What's the challenge?
Oh my gosh, an obstacle is right now. People are saying, "Oh, you know what? You have Amazon.com." Da 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 da. I said, "Okay, what does that have to do with me?"
Right.
Okay, what does that have to do with me? A challenge is letting people understand, hey, I'm still here. People say, well, you still selling books? What do you mean I'm still selling books? Of course I'm still selling books, So now the challenge to me at times, is my folks, use the word marginalization. It's like, in corporate America, sometimes because we people of color, they don't give us what we want, what we really truly should earn. Sometimes in the community where I service my people, they don't see the value of what we do unless you're on TV. Then all of a sudden, hey, that's my girl, that's Miss M, I know her.
Right, and we're on TV right now.
I know you guys.
And where are we?
At Mejah.
Mejah Books?
Yes, Mejah Books.
And where is Mejah Books located?
In Claymont, Delaware.
Delaware.
But, again, wonderful journey. I want to kind of keep on beating the dead horse. But it's been good. It still is good.
I'm very optimistic about what's about to happen with us in publishing.
Yeah, listen, we're not going to reinvent the wheel.
No.
But we're going to be faster, and we're going to be fiercer
and stronger
because again we look at the industry, we see what's happening to the industry, and part of change, or part of when you look at things and you see changes, you have to also do things differently.
Change is good.
Okay, so keep that in mind. So you sit down with your pen and paper and say, okay, you know what, I made $400 in 2 weeks. How can I make 8? How can I double, triple that? Okay, so again, I have to do it too. I have to figure out, like we were here talking today about, how do I, about promotion, when, where, how, what to do. You still got to plan, also having the right people on your team.
You got to have the right team.
Okay, the right team and the right people in your, as friends, period.
But sometimes you have to be your own team because the team players are not stepping up.
I've had that along the way. I've had, and you learn that, okay, you want people, you so want people to be a part of their own success. Okay? That sometimes you find yourself in front of, you're like the horse pulling the cart with all the people in it, but you realize, no, that you can't do that because you're not allowing someone to grow when you do that constantly. The initial meet, fine, but then after you have given them the tools and you show them how to, that person should be able to, okay, I got this.
Sometimes people don't understand a family unit.
Yeah, well, we can go into what we talked about before, how come we didn't revolt? Why did we get on the...
Right, why did we get on the slave ship?
Well, I guess we can kind of put a little bit of the responsibility on that era, and us sometimes understanding where our history lay, and we have so much still to fight, mentality.
They said this is a lot of reason why black folks don't like swimming, because of the slave ships.
I don't think, listen, who said that?
I heard it before.
Possibility. Well, you know what? I shouldn't say who said that. No. Possibility. It's the same way where when they say that, we have a distrust for the medical profession. Yeah. Well, we know why. All them experiments they did on our people.
That's why a lot of us are not vaccinated, because we don't trust it.
But that could be a reason why. But it's a lot of mistrust and crazy things that have occurred
Right.
in our people's lives, and but each day, again, even with me, we have to overcome. We stay in prayer, we stay in meditation.
You have to move forward.
We have to move forward. If you can find good people, if you can find one good person to journey with, or just explain and express to, you're good. And if you can, get that pen and paper and write it down, write it out.
Right.
That's what I do, writing poetry. Hickson started writing poetry. I did that way too, I started writing poetry. And, just be true to self, family. That's all I can say, be true to self. You get to where you need to be,
You gotta know yourself to be true to thyself.
Exactly. And you know you better than anybody else. You know when you're doing something great, when you have that feeling, that gut intuition. And you know when you're acting funky. If you act funky, you're going to get funk.
Yeah.
Straight up. So come on. Just try to do your best to stay on that path. Whereby at the end of the day, you can go to look at yourself or go to bed and say, you know what, I'm proud of myself. I feel good. For my brothers, I feel good.
Y'all feel good? I'm feeling great.
I'm feeling great too. I'm feeling great as well, because again, it's been a while since I've seen Hickson, talked to him.
Yes.
We come from the same industry. He's the fashion industry. You went to FIT as well, right?
Went to FIT as well.
I went to Fashion Institute of Technology, and then I transferred that into the interior design industry. And
it all works though.
It all works.
Because everything that I learned in college, I apply it to publishing.
Yeah.
So it's all interrelated.
It's all creativity. It's all creative. It's all tapping into the spirit, the soul, your spirit, your soul, and find it. I sell books, but how I design my store, you can see it's me. It's just Mejah Books is me. When people come in, I want them to be comfortable.
You are the vibe.
I am, and I watch people when they come in. Are they comfortable in my store? How I'm positioning my furniture, my chair, the books. And if it doesn't work, I'm watching them. If it doesn't, then I switch. I change.
We're going to show the store soon.
Yeah, we will.
We're going to show the store. We're going to go through each title.
Yeah.
And we're going to show that you sell more than books.
I
You
do.
sell jewelry, paintings.
Yeah, I have
everything.
It's a little bit of everything, and as we say in Trinidad, it's like a kalaloo.
Kalaloo?
That's when you spinach with coconut and all that stuff, and you make a nice little.
Oh, I'm getting hungry.
It's called kalaloo. Yeah, we have to do lunch anyway. I'm hungry too. But it's wonderful, family. It's wonderful. Just stay on your journey. Stay on your journey.
Yes.
Okay.
And don't let anyone discourage you.
No, and also learn about your journey. Whatever industry you're in, learn about it. Don't just blindly go into it. You may have it naturally, but fortify it with other research or talking to people or reading or whatever. But just know that whatever you choose to do, you can do it.
Yes.
Okay? Even if you're afraid, write it down and just do it anyway. Do one step at a time. One at a time.
That's overcoming the fear.
Yeah.
You're going against it.
That fear, sometimes it can paralyze.
It does.
But don't allow it to.
No.
And if that's the case, get a book on fear, how to get rid of it, or steps to avoid, or whatever, to ward it off. Do meditation, prayer.
Yes.
Walking. We were supposed to go walking this morning, but I was hungry, so we ate instead. But just remember who you are. Remember whose child you are. Okay, remember whose child you are. No matter, you may be going through stuff right now, but just remember whose child you are. You are of the divine, powerful, okay, kings and queens and prince and princesses, truly. So you put that, come on, you can do this. Whatever it is, you can do it.
And stand tall.
Yeah, stand tall all the time. All the time. I think I was telling Hickson this morning, I love the saying by Ernest Hemingway, when it comes to fear, a coward dies 1,000 times, but a courageous one dies only once. Okay? So try and, I know with the fear issue, being an entrepreneur, having that mindset, people told me it wasn't going to work. They told me, one guy said to me, he didn't know that someone told me, she ain't going to make it. He told me I wasn't going to make it.
That's a hater.
Okay? He told me, and you don't tell a Scorpio that she's not gonna make it.
Uh-oh.
Okay? you don't tell a Scorpio she's not gonna make it. So I heard that too. Hurt my heart because I knew the brother. But I've had to.
So isn't that the case that people that you don't know will support you more than your own friends and sometimes even family?
And family, let me just share this with you. Sometimes I've had to realize, my store highlights books from people from the African diaspora. Okay, but sometimes my supporters were my European brothers and sisters as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so your journey, you deal with people from the heart, not the skin color.
Right.
And if they deal with you from the skin color, then you're not supposed to be dealing with them, right? But it's just amazing the journey that I've been on. It's about humanity. It's about humanity. That I learned, but I've always known that because I came from a village in the Caribbean, But it's been a really, when you see, and it's interesting, people coming through the door of a different ethnic group, and they don't think that I'm going to welcome them, but why not? You're a human being.
Right.
You come in with respect. That's all I'm concerned about. So sometimes it's a thing for us, and we understand because we are people, but then it's a thing for everybody. So it's don't limit yourself sometimes, or my book is only for this person to read. No, leave it. It's experiences that we're sharing. So share.
I've been in Borders before, and
oh my gosh, you did wonders in Borders and Barnes and Nobles and everywhere.
Yeah, but I met this Caucasian woman. She was in her 70s, and she was reading Harder by Shaw, and I'm like, you read Harder? And I didn't expect her to read it just because of the nationality.
Yeah.
She looked like a woman baking pies, Susie Homebaker, but she was reading hardcore fiction. She said she loved it, and it just threw me on to like, wow, my customer is beyond my race. It's other people.
Yeah.
So you can't always assume.
No, you can't.
No, you can't.
But again, like I said, we journey, and you never know who you're gonna meet on the journey, and who's gonna make that connect for you on the journey. And you never know, and that person, the great spirit may have just said that person to connect you to whomever, so you can continue your journey successfully. It's amazing. The journey is just amazing, but if you take the right steps, I keep on saying, you make the right steps, I'm telling you, you just step. It will come, and that's what has happened to me. With
I see ghetto heat movement.
Yeah,
I see ghetto heat movement.
that would definitely it would happen, people. It would happen. All we want to do is to be happy, doing what we do. That's it, right?
That's it.
Make some money at the meantime. We help.
And we need your support.
And definitely.
Can't just be writing books and no sales.
Hey, listen,
that's how we get returns.
Guys, that's an important part.
Yeah, you got to support your people.
Support your people. Supporting one another. Okay, supporting one another, extremely important, because sometimes Hickson, that's my boy, or Miss M, that's my girl, but did you buy the book yet?
Right. We got bills to pay.
How come we didn't buy the book? Support the brother in what he's doing. That's what we need to get into the mindset of doing. Right. We're talking about marginalization in different arenas, but we do it in our community. To us, remember, we have a mindset sometimes in our neighborhood that we have to fight in order to stay in business, because again, I'm going to go here. I've had people tell me, you know what, I'll get it at Borders, or I'll get it at Barnes & Nobles. And I say, okay, that's fine. You telling me this in my store.
That's so disrespectful.
It is disrespectful, but they did, and I said, okay, I can order it for you, but you don't. Go ahead. I mean, there's nothing I can do or say, but again, the mentality that buying black is not great with some of us, we get an inferior goods. No, it isn't.
And we're beautiful black people.
Nothing inferior. I want you to get exactly what I want from my life. I love the good things in life. Why am I going to sell you something that's not good? No, it goes against everything that I believe in, my principle of how I live my life and then I have, again, the great spirit is watching me, because I'm going to have to, the universe is going to have to come and slap me And I know he's going to slap me hard for the things that I don't do right. I strongly believe that. So, I say I do right all of the time. All of the time. And even if I'm wrong, I still respect you, but I just don't deal with you.
Right.
That's it. I'm supposed to, But again, the book industry, it grows you. You get to learn about yourself in any industry, any business. That entrepreneurial mindset. You learn so many things. You learn about accounting. You learn about people. You learn about yourself. You make mistakes. You correct them. You learn about energy. You learn about karma. You learn about so much stuff.
Energy is important. You got to have the right energy around you.
Yeah. And you also learn about your dream and your goal is for you to manage, okay? And when you have people around you, you make sure you instruct them. Like I say here, when I'm not at my bookstore, my spirit better be here. So when my customers come in, you give them the same respect that I would give them. They feel at home. You still offer them a cup of tea, a cup of coffee, some water, whatever they need. My spirit is still here. Okay, so that's how I guess that's why I've been in business for 22 years. It's not always about the customer coming in and purchasing a book. Sometimes that brother is coming in, and many times brothers are coming in just to talk. To say, Miss M, this is going on, I got to go back to court, or, my girlfriend or my wife, or they are just coming to get the energy, to recharge, and go back out there in that crazy, beautiful world of ours. So, again, it is more than a bookstore. It's not always about the dollars. Sometimes I'm digging in my pocket to buy lunch for someone or breakfast for someone. That's the journey. I'm not judging anyone.
Right.
That's it. But this is about social entrepreneurship. I am a social entrepreneur. Okay, I'm in a community that there are needs, and if I can, I try to meet the need. And if I can't, I'll give you something to eat and give you a hug and say, brother, you know what? I'm here anytime you want to talk. It's not always about money or paying for a book. I give books away at times.
Right.
Because that person needs something.
That's a blessing, though.
Yeah, it is a blessing.
It's a blessing.
Because someone did it for me.
Right. But we still need your support.
Yeah, we have lots of books. I'm gonna, next time we meet, we're gonna show you the bookstore,
right,
and you get to see my little callaloo of what I do here.
Yes.
And
what's your website?
Oh, MejahBooks.com.
MejahBooks.com.
Yeah, go on the website. It tells you a little bit about me and my little journey. It's there. I'm kind of redoing it, but it's there. You can get the gist of how long we've been in business, what we do.
I'm looking at you right here with Bill Cosby. This picture.
Oh yeah, hey, City College graduate, City University. That was my graduating with honors. So the sister got some brains, at times.
A lot going on here.
Yeah, did a lot of work in the community.
Office of the Governor.
Yeah, Governor.
State of Delaware.
Yeah,
you got a lot of awards.
Yeah, I did. Again, that's what I'm talking about. It's not. Let me just run to the bank. Okay, you got to work. You have people, once you're in the community doing work, having a business in the community, I feel you have a responsibility.
Right.
Young kids, you know what they love? They can come in and talk to me anytime they love to. How many businesses you can really go in and the owner will sit and talk to you for hours? Not many. I didn't have that opportunity when I was growing up. I didn't. I did not have that opportunity. But they can come in. They can do internships with me. Okay? I trust them with various projects. If they want to do something that Miss Em, learn how to do computers. As a matter of fact, the young lady who did my website, she is a student. Okay, so I trust the younger generation, and it's me. Actually, they're in training for real life.
Right.
And definitely I pay them. They make errors, but it's okay. We're learning together.
It's a process.
It is a process, and look, we have a responsibility towards one another. Who don't think that, watch how far you're gonna go. And if you do reach far, hey, you're gonna be lonely. Something's gonna happen. You're gonna need someone. So just don't remember that. Remember that you have a responsibility. We have a responsibility towards one another. You may not think so because of what you've been through, but you can't do this alone. And if you think that you made it by yourself alone, no, you still
Higher source.
Yeah. Higher source.
I started ghetto heat while being homeless.
I remember.
Sleeping on couch to couch. Different places. I mean, that was part of the journey. That was part of the process. I still made it through the grace of God.
Yeah. Our family have heard so many stories. Trust me, I've heard so many stories. I've read so many stories. Okay? It has not been easy for me to read them.
Right.
I'm telling you, kind of went a little cuckoo at one point.
Imagine reading them. How about living them?
So I know I am non-judgmental of people's lives. I have walked in your shoe. Again, a business owner, you would think it's, like I said, it's about making sales.
Right.
But the number of lives that we have touched, it's too numerous to even count. But as I said before, my mom always said, you do a kindness and you walk away from it, because that's part of your journey.
Mm-hmm.
And remember to, always stretch your hand out if you can. If you can. It's part of what you're supposed to do. So if they say, nah, I ain't supposed to do it. Yeah, you're supposed to do it. I feel you're supposed to do it. But if you choose other, then hey, it's your journey. I can't tell you,
right,
anything. But I know for me, 22 years, it's for
that's a long time to be in the book business.
Yeah, I mean, when we started selling books, there were over what? How many? I know you gave me a list of bookstores.
It's a lot of lists from Alabama to Wisconsin.
It's
a lot of people.
And I think now, African American bookstores, there are only about what, 7?
It's a few. I mean, since the whole recession, things changed. A lot of store closures happened. So a lot of people were forced to be out of business.
Under 50?
Yeah, it's really, yeah.
And many people decided to go online. I remember one bookstore was selling all of their physical stock. They were selling their stock. They wanted to go online. They wanted to get rid of. So, I mean,
I'm still optimistic, though.
Listen, you know what? At times like this, you have to also know that, okay, it will come. The rocky times will come, but you have to also invest in yourself. That's what I'm talking about, reinventing yourself, doing things different. You have to really think, okay, how can I do this differently? But the wonderful thing is, I think with Mejah Books,
okay,
a different kind of bookstore. We started out as a different kind of bookstore. We started our community, really community, in every sense of the word, going into the universities and speaking, the children. Me. Mejah Books is me.
Yes.
So I started out doing me, what my spirit is all about, and I strongly feel that is why I'm still here today. If I was strictly about the dollars, the community would have kicked me to the curb a long time ago. Okay, but I think that's really important.
They saw you for you.
Being true to who you are and being the woman and the man, doing what you say you're going to do and being who you are. That is why I know why I'm still here.
Right.
I know. And again, being creative, being innovative, inventive, allowing that younger generation to come in and have them learn from you. When we have events here, a lot of young people are always here. Always here. The docudrama we're about to do about young brother who's doing life, plus 527 years.
That's just incredible. I can't even think of someone doing life in how many years?
Listen,
500.
It's like, I got you. You're going to be living, like I'm going to kill you and you're going to die again. You come back and live.
That's too much.
It's like, so, but again, doing campaigns or projects just like that, of awareness, because we know a lot of kids are running with the wrong elements, and we have to look. At least okay? I told you, I know about this. I got to tell you. And now, if it doesn't pertain to you, guess what you need to do? Pass it on. Tell somebody. You may be saving someone's life, a child's life, with information, but it's, again, a different kind of bookstore. I've been doing this on a humane tip for the longest, and I think that's why I'm still here. You know, I'm going to continue to reinvent myself, you know, to continue to be here. And there's a lot of work that we can do on a social tip, you know, to keep ourselves relevant. I think it's said, you know, when you have a situation going on in your life and you kind of push it, just focus, maybe take that energy and put it into someone else, and you forget about what you're going through for a minute, and maybe the solution to what you're going through is going to come through this person.
How can I reach you on Instagram?
Oh,
Mejah Books.
Mejah Books.
MEJAH
Books.
Books. Mejah Books.
It, you know. Just keep in touch, people. Like I said, authors, I'm here. If you have your book, you want to send it through, that's fine. Contact me.
Or if they want orders, they want to order your books.
Order the book from, like I said, the website. Give me a call. I love to speak to people.
You want to speak to them in DMs? Send your DMs.
Okay, what's DM?
That's direct mail.
Okay. See, look, you know what? Look, I'm in the education field, so DM, direct mail.
Right.
These acronyms. I have 20,000 acronyms to learn in special education. Do you think I remember DM? But so we want to just share with you.
Just wanted to share.
Yeah, we were in the bookstore. We're gonna have some lunch now.
Yeah, it's time to eat.
Yeah, my stomach was kind of giving the little growl while we were talking.
Now you know.
Yeah. But family, peace and blessing. My sisters, my brothers, I love you guys.
Yes.
Stay on purpose. You know, love yourself. You know, and
we're gonna be doing many more of this too.
Take care.
I'm here in Delaware for the whole weekend, so we're gonna be doing more lives.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming to our Mejah moment.
Take care of yourselves, okay?
What's your name?
Oh, Miss Emlyn.
And I'm Hickson from Ghetto Heat.
Yep.
And thank you.
Thank you. Take care, guys. Bye bye.
Peace. Okay, are you sure you want to end the video? End, right? Okay. Now can I say?